Phones with 10 to 15k price tag seem to steal all the thunder when it comes to budget category. However, now it seems that you can get capable phones for even half of that price. 2 weeks ago, I reviewed for you guys the Xiaomi Redmi 3S, which has a starting price of Rs 7,000. And now I have in my palms the Coolpad Mega 2.5D, which has the exact same price as the Xiaomi Redmi 3S. If you don't know me yet or you're new here, my name is Sid. And I would be reviewing today for you the Mega 2.5D, and by the end of this video, you would by sure know whether or not you should get one. So stay tuned. Now, as always, before I jump into my review, I would like you to see the specification sheet once so that you know what we're dealing with here. It has a basic processor, but the 3 gigs of RAM surely feel good for the price. You also get 4G with VoLTE on board. So, on the paper, it's not a bad phone. And now let me tell you how it feels in the hand. The answer is awesome. The phone looks very good. The phone gives you an overall metallic look and feel, and even though the back is actually made up of plastic, you would not know the difference, nor would anyone else. And the sides are still original metal. But what I admire about this phone the most is its shape. The back naturally curves from behind and it makes the phone very ergonomic. It makes it very good to hold. And I want to say that it seems that Coolpad intended to create a good looking smartphone. I mean, look at the design around this camera lens here. It's gorgeous. Turning the phone over, it's even better. The phone has got the same color as it has on the back, unlike some phones, and it has got a protective layer of glass over it. And no, it's not an ordinary glass. It's a 2.5D glass. What's a 2.5D glass? On a very simple level, without going into much technicalities, it basically means that your phone screen is curved around its edges, and instead of feeling sharp, it rather feels quite smooth. And though the feature is appreciated, it's not that big a deal to name a smartphone after that. I believe Intex Cloud Crystal offers you the same screen for $100 less. However, apart from this minor feature, having said that, the 5.5-inch display otherwise is bright and clear. The colors and the viewing angles are good too, and though the phone's resolution is only HD, it feels fine for its range. But what I don't like much is that there are black bands around this display, which to me is a bit distracting. But barring these personal inconveniences, the phone has got an excellent display and design. Heading now to performance, it's got a quad-core chip from MediaTek along with 3 gigs of RAM, which I won't complain about since gaming performance was decent even at the highest graphics setting. But if benchmarks are any indicator, the Snapdragon processor of Redmi 3S is much more capable than this one. However, you won't notice this much in your daily routine like web browsing or emailing. But what you would notice is the different software. The phone runs Android Marshmallow but attops it with Cool UI, while it does have some cool features like smart control gestures, the multi-purpose C button, customizable on-screen buttons, and intensive theming. Copying iOS is not so cool. Also, the phone gives you the ability to prevent certain apps from booting every time your phone does, but in order to extend battery life, it by default closes apps in the background, which kinda renders the 3 gigs of RAM useless. And while you can choose which apps to close and which apps not to close, it seems a bit annoying. Also, the phone does not have a fingerprint scanner, which might or might not affect you depending on your preference, but what would surely affect you is the camera performance. It is mediocre. The phone has 8 megapixel cameras on both sides. While the shots in daylight are still acceptable, the photos taken indoors with tube lights on are noisy. Objects are not even visible in low light, and clicking an HDR shot is painfully slow. The camera UI is nice and has some cool filters and even features like GIF capturing, but gimmicks do not compensate for lack of quality. And the phone's front camera does not live up to its expectation. With 8 megapixels of resolution, you expect better results, but this one is just average. Coming to battery, it is a bit slow to charge since there is no quick charging here, and even though it feels smallish, it does last you throughout the day with ease. Mainly because the drain on idle time is quite low, thanks to the software I guess. But when 4G data is turned on, I've seen this phone drain 1% in every 3 minutes, which is a bit on the higher side. Since we are already talking about 4G by the way, the phone comes with 2 4G SIM slots, but one of them is a hybrid SIM, which means that you can extend the 16GB internal memory, out of which only 10GB is available, to 32GB more. One last thing, the phone does not have a gyroscope, which means that it won't work with your VR headsets. And while it does ruin the video for the phone, the audio quality is pretty bad. The speakers on this phone are very soft. So now that I've covered everything in detail, let me now seal it all with the verdict. So, how's the phone? Well, the phone has a few of its own shortcomings like poor speakers, bad camera quality, maybe a lack of fingerprint scanner. But for the price this is being offered at, all of that is acceptable. Especially if you consider the gorgeous design it brings to the table. If you want that, by all means you can go for it. But if you want something more than that, I would suggest stick with Redmi 3S. A gig less of RAM, but tons of extra features. So that's all for now, folks. Do not forget to like this video, share this video, and of course subscribe to our channel to stay abreast with the latest in the world of tech. Ciao for now.